At this point, you should have gotten your board checked and then given the go-ahead to add your 555 timer chip. All right. So this is our IC chip that's going to be added into the socket. And if you remember before, we talked about where there was an indicator dot. That's that thing right there. Okay, so there's like a little notch right by the lead of the pencil there. All right. So when you get this, the leads might be bent out a little bit. So I like to just very gently kind of squeeze them together so they're straight up and down, let's say 90 degrees, if you will. I take my indicator dot, which is on the left side now. I place it in the IC socket. And the key thing here is you really want to make sure that all of the pins are lined up properly, because if you press down and they're not lined up properly, like right now I'm a little bit shifted, they'll end up bending and then you have a problem. Okay, so see the indicating dots on the left. Once it's all lined up, you can gently press it down into the board, and now we're ready to test it. One of the first things that we can do to test this is to get a 9-volt battery, and we're just going to touch it to these, right? We're not snapping it together. We're just going to touch it to the leads. And what I can do is, so I touch it, and what I should notice is that that yellow light, this neon light, should come on. If that comes on, I've got it set up right. Everything should be functioning. The next thing that I can do here is I can fully attach this, and then let me slide this back here a little bit. I can go ahead and take my fingers and touch these plates and see if it's shocking. In order to get full credit for this to be functioning, you need to make sure you show me that it's functioning. Best way to show me that it's functioning is to ask me to put my 2 fingers here to get shocked. So we can see now that we're fully plugged in. My lamp is illuminated here. As I slide my potentiometer up and down, I can increase or decrease the brightness of the lamp, which is really increasing or decreasing the amount of shock that we're going to receive here. The brighter the lamp is here, the more shock that we're going to receive here. So if I want to put it down to my weak section, where it's barely lit, I can feel that it's a little bit of a buzz. But as I increase it, when I get up to the top, I'll notice that it shocks quite a bit more. You might notice, watch this flicker up here. As I go to the top, sometimes what ends up happening is there's like a little dead spot. So just make sure you move it down. We've also noticed that sometimes in the middle, I can actually feel it, there's a little bit of a spot right here in the middle where sometimes that will also cause a little bit of a failure. So that's nothing, that's kind of a manufacturing flaw, but as long as you slide this up and down, you see your lamp go up and down, everything is functioning as it's supposed to be. Your next step is to start in on creating your housing.